Animal Survival by Ainsley. It was a warm, sunny Sunday at the zoo. The zoo doors were closed. An angry crowd swarmed demanding an answer to why the zoo was closed. Inside, the zoo workers were in despair. Avin, the zoo master, sighed with stress. He was a burly man with brown twinkling eyes and a fine mustache. However, today his eyes were tired and sad. Yesterday, a huge pack of wildcats, such as tigers, lions, and fishing cats, had somehow broken through the glass of their enclosure and escaped from the zoo. Now, just a few hours before, an enraged pack of wild dogs had also burst out of the zoo and run away. The inspectors were still near the broken enclosures, bickering over how the dogs and cats had broken out. Everyone was desperate except for one mean man who lived at the edge of town. His name was John Gregg, and everyone knew he was a mean big bully. He was about 40 years old, and everything that came out of his mouth sounded extremely threatening. The day he heard about the runaway cats and dogs, he immediately started dreaming of capturing the wild animals and illegally selling them. This evil man had an evil plan in mind. This could mean trouble. After the posters had been put up about the cats, John Gregg gave a laugh as he saw a poster. "Those people have just told me where to find these wild cats. This will be way easier than I thought." Meanwhile, the trackers were searching for the dogs. A couple days later, the trackers let out a delighted yell as red lights appeared showing where the dogs were. The leader stood up and said, "Good work, team. Let's tell the search team and then our job here is done. Come on, guys, we've helped to save the day." The day the search party found out that the dogs had been located, they hurriedly raced to find the dogs. However, this time they chose nighttime to go find the dogs, and they decided to use an app on their phones so they would not set an alarm for the dogs to hear. Even though they used the silent method this time, the dogs still slipped out of their grasp because the dogs had been moving around restlessly all night and scented the searchers nearby. The searchers told Avin that their dogs had chosen to stay in the dense forest. Avin sighed and then told them to make posters about the dogs. Little did he know that danger was lurking near. Honestly, when John Gregg saw this sign, he let out a cackle. "This is the easiest thing I have ever done in my life," he thought. The next day, John Gregg decided to put his evil plan into action. He hurriedly ran to get his traps and hacking devices. Then he jumped into his silent jet plane and flew to the zoo. After he jumped out, he ran like a ninja to the satellite room and hacked into the computer to find out where the dogs and cats were. Next, he hopped back into his jet and flew for the forest. As he did this, he did not realize that he had not closed his front door in his rush. This gave one of his suspicious neighbors an opportunity to sneak in his house and figure out his plans. The neighbor's name was Dia, and everyone knew she was the most daring woman in their town. When she figured out his plans, she called the zoo and told the police about John Gregg's plans. The zoo checked their satellite room and sure was Dia right. The computer had definitely been hacked. Once the police heard this, they hurried to the forest, and just in time, the police caught him trying to trap the cats. John Gregg confessed, and then he was arrested and put on Alcatraz Island. The end.